the man when you go.
Oh, man, let's go. Ooh, that seemed like Clint Platt.
That's
I went skydiving.
Isn't that Tim McGraw's song?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so as Reese mentioned, I'm going to talk about skydiving today. My name is Daniel Black. Thank you for being interested in skydiving. So, two things I'm going to cover today are what you need to successfully skydive and my experience doing it. So, to successfully skydive, you need an airplane and a parachute. The average, I know that sounds basic, but just listen up. So the average skydiving rig, what they do is you have an airplane that takes you up to determine a specific altitude. The minimum altitude you can jump out of an airplane is 7,000 feet. Because anything less than that, like, you can't get a shoot out in time. And that's a no-go. Okay? The maximum altitude in the United States you can skydive is 14,000 feet. And above that, you need artificial oxygen. Fun fact of the day, remember whenever that Red Bull guy did the Stratos jump? He was 118,000 feet in the air, and like when he jumped out of his little pod thing, he just tumbled because there's no wind resistance. There was something to slow him down. But he had a parachute too. But anyway, he had artificial oxygen obviously because he's way above that 14,000 foot threshold. Okay, so the plane is what's used to get you up to that altitude that is safe to jump. The parachute. So there's obviously everyone who's skydiving needs a parachute to safely do it. A parachute is packed by a licensed person. There's different levels of it. Like some people have been doing it their whole lifetime, and they're like a parachute packer level 12 or whatever. Like it's a super good thing. But you don't want someone packing your parachute who's blind or doesn't know what they're doing, because that's a no-go. So whenever cool thing too about parachutes. Parachutes have a unconscious deployment thing. So if you get below 7,000 feet, they have an altimeter in them, and they know when they get below that, they will deploy whether you're conscious or not. So even if you're having a bad day, you're still good to go whenever you jump out of the plane. So there's two different kinds of parachuting that, or actually let's say there's three different kinds. There's accelerated free fall, tandem, and there's like, what am I trying to think of here? Like the acrobatic, I lost my stuff. So accelerated free fall is when you jump. You need a license to do that in a 6-hour class. It's $2,500 to get that license. It takes 25 jumps. After that, each jump is $20. I did it tandem whenever I did it, which is what I'll lead into next. Tandem is whenever you're hooked to someone else who is of equal body weight. Or total, your whole rig like can't be less than 500 pounds or something. But I had this guy who was like a former SEAL, and he had jumped like 3,900 times or something crazy like that, and he's like, night jumps are my favorite, bro. And I was like, we're not jumping in night. But anyway, I was like, have you ever been shy before? And he's like, no. He said one time the cool thing about parachute opening too is if you deploy your parachute at a high altitude, you can like start at one area and then end up 6 miles over another area. So like, he told me he could have gotten me on the ground unconscious or conscious. I thought that was pretty commendable. But anyway, my experience with it was pretty sweet. I used graduation money. It was $350 a person. I got pictures because I'm not ever going to do it again. And I would not recommend spending hard-earned money to do it because it was a lot of cash for 21 seconds of falling through the air at 120 miles an hour. So, in conclusion, you need a plane, you need a parachute. It was an amazing experience. If you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them, but it is pretty costly, and I recommend analyzing if it's something that interests you or not. And thank you for giving me your time.
Why haven't you joined the skydiving group?
I did, first day, and they wanted $2,600 to join, and I said no.